Hello. Can someone type and let me know if you can hear us or you can see us, or
I can be heard but not seen.
if I can be heard and not seen. I feel like I'm doing a seance. If there's anybody there, knock 3 times. I don't know. Peggy Brown. Hello. Thanks, Peggy. You couldn't know because there was no one else. I couldn't see if I was live or not live or what the story was. I've just noticed my roses back here. I think I've seen their roses. The tulips were binned last week.
Oh.
The roses have seen better days. Oh, Lord. How was your weekend, Peggy? Did everybody have a good weekend? I know it's Tuesday. I've had a couple of things go on this weekend. I had to go over to my ex-husband's house on Sunday to sign paperwork, which was nice and interesting. We got on fine though. But yeah, so how was everybody else's weekend? Did you do anything exciting? How are you all holding up now that the kids are back off school on Easter break? My son Carl is going back in on the 12th of April. The first time he's been back since Christmas. I have to say, I'm not sorry that he's going back, but he's only in. I was working out, I think it's roughly 6 weeks, which is 30 days. And then they're off on summer holidays. So that could be interesting. So I'm just going to do a quick introduction because I don't know who's here and who's not here, and if they're new, if they're not new. Oh, fingers crossed, Peggy, get back into work. I don't know how people are coping. I mean, so many. Good evening, Siobhan. So many people are out of work, and it's not getting any.
Siobhan is so diplomatic. Evening.
It's not getting any easier. Hi, Maxine. How are you? Did you have a good weekend? I'm just waiting for a couple of people to come in. I had some really funny things happen, even though it was Glynis! Oh my God, that's my friend from Spain. My mummy in Spain.
I'm coming.
Oh, Glynis, I missed you so much, love.
Hang on, do you want a cup of tea or coffee?
I'd love a cup of coffee,
Keri.
Keri. So yeah, so I'm going to try. Now this is going to be funny. I'm going to, big mug, love. I'm going to try and keep this to an hour. Don't know if we can do it, but I'm going to try. Hola.
Hola.
So yeah, so Siobhan actually was baking cake today. She put lovely Instagram pictures of her and her daughter baking cake up on a rainbow cake. Looked really, really, really tasty. So yeah, so anybody who knew there, I know no one's new, but you might never know. There might be somebody in the background that's new. My name is Orla. I'm mum to two teenagers, sorry, Keri, and a mini adult. And I am living in just outside Dublin. So yeah, so that's me in a nutshell.
Side note, I'm not a mini adult, I'm a baby adult.
Okay. So this weekend, nothing major happened, but I had some funny things. I had a company come on to me. I've enrolled with them or enlisted with them or done something with them. And they come on, they said they're going to give me a free audit of my channel. So,
what does that mean?
Great. I don't know. They go have a look at your channel. So I thought, oh, okay, let's go for it. He told me I need to, forget the term he used.
Promote?
No, it was like, I need to theme my my videos and get a theme for each. Not a theme, he didn't use the word theme.
Oh, this sounds a bit like an agency or like a management.
Yeah, they come in and they were like, all your thumbnails for food hauls should be this one, and you pick which one you want. And then all your ones for this vlog should be this. And all your ones for this should be... I was like, okay. And then he said to me, you need to not locked out. Oh, look, me. Why when I start talking does my brain go dead? I need niche. That was the word to use. I need to niche down. Okay, how you can niche your life into like nice little categories, I'll never know.
Oh, you can.
Hey ho. Is that my coffee, Darren? You're spilling my coffee everywhere. Yeah, no, Siobhan, it was actually somebody I'd signed up with. They have tools that help you, because obviously I wouldn't be the bestest at knowing all this YouTube jargon and algorithms and all that malarkey. So you can sign up. Now I did sign up, and you pay a monthly fee, and they give you tools that help you. But as part of that tool, you get one free consultation where they come in and they just they tell you where you should be going, where you're going wrong, and where you could pick up, and where you could do this, and where you could do that. And I was like, okay. And then he was like, and so what's your niche? Well, the niche is my life. Like,
actually, Mom,
yes,
you should do a story time. You have a few story times you could do, and they're good.
I am never doing story times. Maybe.
Now hang on. I'm only talking about the ones that you allowed me, Hayley, and Carol to know.
Okay. So, but yeah, so he came in and told me I had to niche it down, and then I had to pick colour themes for my thumbnails. Story time. Siobhan said story time is a good idea. I don't think so. I haven't lived a very exciting life. People have story times when like something major happens, and nothing major has ever happened in my life.
It's not that they're major, it's they're funny.
That's my whole life.
Hello. Yeah, exactly. Write a book. No. I think reality TV is the way to go.
Books. I'll start reading a book this weekend. So yeah, anyway, so let me finish off your man. He was so he told me I had to come up with a theme, and then I was to come up with a plan of action, a plan of growth. I thought, bloody hate it. I'm sitting at my kitchen table, like a plan of growth. He said, I want you to plan how you're going to grow.
Okay. A little bit of sunshine, a little bit of water.
So Siobhan says, you've travelled more than some of us have with 3 kids. Yeah, true, I suppose. When someone says like that, you funny stories. I don't think that, because it's just my life. They're just what happens. I do often sometimes sit down and just go, this is a shit storm, and I just seem to be in the middle of it all. But I don't know. So did anyone get up to anything exciting this weekend at all?
I did.
You did?
I did.
What did you get up to?
I was nearly sent back to Amy. That was my funny story.
Keri, you remember last week we were saying that she was sent home from work with the
dodgy head.
Yeah, bang to the head.
Should have taken the punch.
She ended up going to her own doctor the next day. Oh, where she got her results, where she had to get her MMR booster. I think we told you this on Thursday. I'm losing track. I can't remember where. So then on what day did you end up back at the doctor?
Friday.
You ended up at doctor on call because her ears were sore.
It felt like I was stuck on a plane and just couldn't pop my ears. It was so uncomfortable. And they kept saying like, oh, just take a little bit of paracetamol, we'll get rid of all the pain. It didn't. Because I took the Duo one you gave me.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there and my mum was like, why are you holding your head? And I went, because it feels like I have a bowling ball inside my head, and if I move, it's going to move. So we rang doctor on call. I wasn't happy with the doctor. They told me that but I came down and I told you this. They basically said to me, you could have Googled your symptoms and found out you had a concussion. And then because I had to get them clearance today to go back to work for tomorrow. And the doctor that I was talking to today, he was like, she said, what? And he's like, yeah, he goes, like pressure in your ears is not a common symptom of concussion. He's like, so there's no way you would have known.
Weird. It was just weird, and they do it all over the phone because obviously COVID. And I'm like,
she kept saying to me, I can check your ears if you want, but I don't think it's necessary. But you should go back up to the hospital to get a CT scan, and I was like,
Yeah.
what? And then like there wasn't a good explanation either.
No.
It was a very, very mixed explanation.
Peggy. Wow.
I'm thinking we should.
Peggy won €100 in a raffle. Oh, well done. Do you know what? It's nice to hear people have nice things happening. Yeah,
Nice things.
yeah, that's brilliant. Well done, Peggy.
You have to spread the luck.
Glynis is stuck in Murcia. She can't get out of Murcia.
At all?
The region, no, she said can't get out of it, and her Easter is cancelled.
Oh.
Well, to be honest with you, Glynis, there's not much happening over here. We can only go 5 kilometres from our house. We can't go any further. So, to be honest with you, Easter over here is pretty cancelled as well. But I'm happy because we had a good Christmas where people could move, and we've ended up in lockdown since.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to sacrifice my Christmas.
I'd sacrifice Christmas, honestly. Like if they said to us,
or Easter.
If they said to us, right, at Christmas, you have one family member that can come to your house and they have to stay there until Easter, we would have had grandma here.
Mm.
And we would have been quite happy with that.
Excuse me. But yeah, so there's been, we can't get out here either. And it's tough. I mean, and so much fatigue is set in over this lockdown. You're very welcome, Peggy.
She's having like today. Ooh, today. So I had to go to get my like letter from the doctor. And I said to Mum, is there anything you want up in the shops? And she goes, yeah, can you grab me a coffee? So I was like, no problem. So I was going up to the shop. The gang of kids,
oh yeah,
aged between
kids
like
around.
10 to 15, standing outside the shop, no social distancing, no masks, laughing, having a crack, whatever. And I said to Mum, here, there's a load of kids there. And then when we came back, because we went out for a bit of drive, and when we came back, we were coming back into the estate and more kids.
Yeah, there's hordes of
kids
like
everywhere.
Least
15, 16 in a group.
Yeah.
And only one of the kids in the group coming into the estate had a mask on, and I'd say probably his mother drilled it into him.
That's it. It's just so. It's there's no, I don't know. There's no the teenagers. There's no talking to them for some reason. I mean, even in Haley's school, it's just like, well, the school is drilling it in. They have to wear the mask, but as Haley says, once the teacher leaves the classroom, I mean, they're flipping it down. And these are 6-year-olds. These are 18-year-olds. Should have a bit more cop on, like. But
Linda said the weather's not very nice. It's the start of thunderstorm season, though.
Yeah, but the weather here actually today was gorgeous. We went for a lovely drive.
We did.
We went out. We actually got that coffee Keri was talking about. Got that coffee and went out and sat at the beach, and stayed in our car. Interacted with no one. Didn't interfere with anybody. Minded our own business. But we sat there with the windows open and listening to the sea and just a nice coffee, and it was lovely.
It was hot.
It was it was about 15 degrees. No, it wasn't. It dropped down very quick.
It dropped down. No, but when we got into the car, we opened up the car and it was like
yeah. But the car had been sitting in the sun all week. So yeah, so I'm going to have to look at teaming up these video thumbnails. The other thing I wanted to ask you, and maybe this can help me, was he was sort of not giving out to me. That's wrong. He was sort of saying to me that I wasn't consistent with the length of videos and my upload times. Well, my upload times, because I start off some days, I forget about it, and then I'm in a mad panic to get them up. That's why they do be late. Or sometimes I forget about them altogether, and then I'm a mad dash. Or I'm really well organised and have 2 or 3 of them done in advance. But look, that's a me issue, not a you issue. But I noticed, he noticed some of my videos were 30 minutes long and some were 10 minutes long. And the 10 minutes were getting less views than the 30 minutes. So I just want to ask you, do you prefer the longer? Or do you prefer shorter? Or what do you prefer? It's just because he said to me, find out what your audience wants. So I'm just like,
It's feast or famine with eggs, Orla.
Yeah, that's me though. It's feast or famine. Lisa.
They're still they're still putting people to work in the fields and stuff. But I mean, it's hard. If you're telling someone you need to wear a mask, I mean, I wear a mask for 12 hours, but I change, I think, 6 times at least. on shift.
But you're in healthcare, so
I'm in
obviously you're
healthcare.
going to be much
Yeah.
more aware
We're
of
much
and you're
more aware of
working
it,
with vulnerable people.
But the other thing is, like, you know, there were questions that were being asked. Like, people were asking me, do I need a vaccine to come in? And the answer is no. But you're just to wear a mask. Like, that really annoyed me. I actually ended up walking out and ringing Mama going, I'm filming. Lottie.
Hi, Lottie.
And like,
Lisa, how's your vape going, love? I have mine somewhere here.
Betty's Town. We went to Betty's Town, right? Do a shop.
This when her and Hayley did the shop on Saturday.
When we went in, there was no checkpoints. We weren't even in there, 20 minutes? We came back out and there was a checkpoint.
And what are you doing? Where are you going? Where are you coming from? And why does it take 4 years to do a shop? I said it didn't. They were doing the shop. I drive, and he had to come with us. Which I know there are still checkpoints. They're not as stringent. I haven't seen as many.
They're not as stringent, but they're forever outside my nursing home, and they take out parking spaces.
See, we were only allowed to go 5 kilometres. That's why they had them leads that they were really at the borders between the counties. They were stopping people. They were stopping work vans. You couldn't go to work if it wasn't deemed essential, I think. So they were stopping work vans and asking them. Yeah. And if you weren't on the essential list, you got sent home.
But did you see what is classified as essential work?
No.
Retail, agriculture, factories, machinery, healthcare, basically anything that has to be in-person care, in-person work. And that's a lot. It's actually a lot.
Yeah, no, I didn't know. I know there was some, and you weren't allowed to work in. You could only work. You couldn't do at-home work. Down this, yeah. I mean, see where I live at the moment. Where I live, right. So if you're going up the M1, there's a toll on the bridge, on the M1 toll, and to avoid it, you come off and go around through Drogheda, and you can come back out on the other side of the toll. And we did have a lot of checkpoints because they were stopping. Obviously, it only takes Euro, and you had people going up north and people coming down from the north. But because they wouldn't have Euro on them, they'd avoid the toll. And we were plagued with checkpoints. But recently it seems to have eased off. Balbriggan was very bad for checkpoints.
Yeah, but Balbriggan is the first town in Dublin.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that they always, every day, always seem to have them.
Yeah, and Drogheda
because that's where my dentist was.
Yeah, and Drogheda is in a very peculiar situation because, like, my nursing home, we catch people coming down from the north.
That's what I'm saying.
That shouldn't be coming down.
They come down from the north, but to avoid the toll bridge, they go through Drogheda. And to get back onto the toll bridge, you have to pass the front of your nursing home.
It's kind
so
of
the police checkpoints were there, and they were pulling every northern reg car was automatically getting pulled aside.
I don't know if anybody got fined. But
I don't know what
they're there literally, and I'm not even messing, from about 8:30 in the morning to easily 10 o'clock at night, because when I'm coming off shift, they're still there.
They're still there, yeah.
And it's probably the longest I've seen any kind of checkpoint.
But then the other, last weekend when I had to sign legal documents up with my my ex-husband, and there was no checkpoint. You know,
they're trying to catch out people, like they're there Monday to Saturday.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what way it's working, but now your mom's after coming out and giving us a list of
actually
easing restrictions.
I was reading
apparently.
So, from the 12th of April, schools are to do full in-school teaching.
Okay, so all the schools are back. That will be Carl's first time back in school since December. And he's going back in for 6 weeks, 30 days. And that's not, I'm sure there's going to be in-service days off. He's 30 days, then he's off for 12 weeks again.
Something like that.
Something like that. It's crazy.
And then it says meeting other households.
Only if you're fully vaccinated.
No.
Is that what it says?
How are you supposed to know if someone is fully vaccinated?
Right, but here's the thing, Keri. Right, we've only vaccinated the vulnerable, the over 75s, healthcare workers.
Healthcare workers are actually very scared at the moment.
But they aren't even fully vaccinated. A lot of them have only got their first vaccine.
Yeah, see,
so when's their second vaccine going to come out?
when we get more, like literally, because I had to ring the HSE to reschedule mine, and like it's getting like they'll be on the phone to you and be like, well, did you ever receive your first dose? No, that's the one I missed. And they're like, okay, well, because of the shortage, you're on a waiting list. And I was like, I'm on a waiting list? What? And then on top of that, what really scared me was one day
restaurants open here, loads of masks, or loads of places no masks.
When we got this thing kind of coming down, and I think it was from HICWA or the HSE, somebody brought it out basically saying that vaccinations in the future, if healthcare staff refuse, that you will be put to work in a non-patient front zone, kitchen, office, what have you. So if you're a healthcare worker and say you don't want to get the vaccine, you will now have to work in the kitchen, laundry, back house, like, because you can't be trusted in front of people, which I think is a bit stupid.
I don't agree with that. I think it's very, very, if you don't get the vaccine, you don't get to work.
Like, obviously, there was, like, obviously conditions. If you're allergic, that's a different situation. You cannot get it. But they can. But it was just really weird, and it scared a lot of people in my nursing home, and everyone was a bit like, I don't want to lose my job if I choose not to get something, like.
But anyway, so that's it. I mean, things are beginning slowly. I think are going to start opening up. I'm sort of happy they're doing it a bit slowly. Because I don't think if we did it fast again, like we did at Christmas, well, I couldn't go back into another lockdown. I'd be one of those rebels that be all over the place. I just can't seem. I'd rather take it slow now. I know we're definitely getting out of it than move, and then we're all back in it again. Yeah, a bit of good news. Was it last night or the night before?
No, it was
last night. No, it wasn't. It was Sunday night.
No, it was last night.
Anyway, whatever. Carl and because he's in fourth year, they get to do weird subjects, like the enterprise board comes in. Sorry, got my teeth in. I'm still slurry words, so apologies if I'm sort of spitting some words. I'm still getting used to talking with them. But he got the Loud Enterprise Board Innovation Award. They had to come up with something, an innovation, business.
It was a business, and there was several categories.
Yeah, there was
social media, impact, innovation, creativity, and something else. And based on, it was definitely social media. And basically, the innovation one is the hardest, because you have to basically create something new and dynamic that's going to impact people and change people, or basically by business analytics is phenomenal. Like, it's just changing everything.
Yeah. So basically what they did was the enterprise board comes in, they put them into groups and they send them off and say, come up with an idea. So I think there was four. There was two girls, Carl and his friend were in one group. They went off, and Carl was like, I think we should do a game. And they did. They all worked on it. The girls actually were very good. They were very active in social media and all that type of stuff. And they won the Innovation Award in the Northeast region.
Yeah.
So they're off to the next stage. Now, I'm not sure if that's finals.
Yes.
As in county finals.
And then after nationals, the prize is pretty amazing. It's €50,000 in investment funds, and it's from loads of different companies.
Loads of different, like AIB Bank, I know we're in on it as well. But we were sitting here, and his teacher, obviously they were being streamed online. Now, Carl apparently knew nothing about this. I'm sure he was told, and he went, and they were playing a game. And next thing, his teacher was messaging them and sending them emails and stuff that they actually won. They were chuffed. So that was a bit of excitement and something again, like Peggy's news, just something nice that happens. So how did Hayley's second maths exam go? Crap. She said she went in, she read the questions, she panicked, she couldn't get her head together. But the only good thing is, Lottie, she's actually opted to do the written exam. So the teacher allowed her to take the exam home, so she can keep practicing at home the questions that are on that. And then she's going to sit the exam in June. And she has her Spanish oral is on the 12th of April. The first day they go back, she has to stay back after school, and they're going to do the Spanish orals then.
Yeah. I said I'd give her a hand with it.
Yeah.
Do the
So,
things.
but yeah, it's stressful. I mean, especially being in lockdown, their heads, like, I don't know about you, their heads are melted. She was told, pick your course, do this, do that. And as she said, Mum, I haven't even been outside the house. Like, she goes to school and comes home. And you're trying to get her to study. Now, she is okay at studying. She will knuckle down and study. But where before she'd sort of sit down and study and she'd be able to do her hour and a half, then take a break. You're getting 20 minutes. She's standing up, she's walking around, she's coming out, she's sitting with us, she's going back in.
Yeah.
The concentration span is gone, totally gone.
But it's hard because it's like as if you're sitting in and you're trying to study, but you know there's things that could distract you, or you're just plain out bored. Like, I find when I was studying for my leaving cert, the best thing that I found to do was to get my earphones, put them in, and listen to nature sounds. And there's there's study playlists on Spotify that you can use as well.
Charlotte, fair enough. I was thinking a lot of you hadn't heard before and you seemed awful familiar with me, and I'm going, maybe I just missed the name,
Goodness, Spanish goes in one ear and out the other for me.
Yeah, if you haven't got an ear for languages, you haven't got an ear. I don't think there's anything you can change about that. Some people are mathematical, some people are whatever.
How's an all-rounder?
I don't know. All-rounder pain in the butt today was. Do you ever have a day, and okay, this sounds bad, but look, I'm going to put it out here. Do you ever have a day where your kids just annoy you? The breathing, they annoy you. I'm having one of those days today. The kids are just annoying.
I believe I said that when I was about 16, maybe.
Probably. But yeah, none of you have come back to you. It's like long, short videos. Tell me what type of videos you like. Do you like vlogs? Do you like what other ones do we do? The lives, the cooking, cleaning. I don't know.
I don't know how you clean, honestly.
How I clean?
I'm so lazy, doesn't make any sense.
Sorry, Siobhan, I know I went off on a tangent, and I did say to Siobhan to rein me in if I start going off on tangents, but I just go off on tangents. I have no one to talk to all day. It's my husband, Orla. Oh, goodness. But yeah, so
they're coming back now, look.
The halls and cooking is brilliant, okay.
Every
day with me and the kids. You want me to spend more time with the kids? I don't mind.
Wow.
Mr. Price and the day. I'm just, to be honest with you, I am really struggling because there's no shops open. And it's very hard, and especially when you're looking at the same, there's choices, Mr. Price and deals.
Mr. Price was good though. That was interesting because we've never been to Mr. Price.
Well, we did before. I mean, maybe you were too young, I don't know.
Probably, maybe.
Love the cooking. Thank you. Do you know, actually, how that came about the other night was, obviously I'm telling you, Hayley's doing her leaving cert, blah, blah, blah. She's applied to live in Digs. Digs in Sligo and in the college accommodation, whatever it's called.
Digs.
So, Digs, it is called Digs, isn't it?
No.
No?
Are you thinking about the one she applied for in Galway? That would begin with an S.
No, they're called Digs.
Dorms?
They're not dorms, because dorms to me are long with a load of beds in them. All right, do what you call them? College accommodation, Digs? I'd call them Digs.
We call them dorms.
Dorms, okay, well, dorms, whatever. So she's applied to live down there, and they've told you get one room and you can have, there is a kitchen and stuff. So she was trying to get things that she likes, and we're trying to simplify them down where she could meal prep maybe 2 or 3 days. Because Hayley, right, okay, Keri and myself would be quite happy to go into, I don't know, Aldi and pick up ready-made meals.
Yeah.
We're happy. Hayley's not like that. Hayley she likes her fruit, she likes her egg, she likes everything you have to cook, she loves, and she loves that freshness of cooking. So we're trying to get things where if we got her an air fryer, or if we got her, even if it just took one day, that she could cook a couple of meals, because she loves cooking. That's her thing. She likes to make her dinners. And we're trying to get meals and simplify them down where she can just sort of spend a day and get everything done.
You know, Mum sent me in there with a mission, and it was to avoid
Jigs.
what happened.
It was called Jigs.
See, I've heard people in Ireland say dorms and then student living.
No, it's maybe student living.
Student living would be one, but to me, student living is you're living with other students, as in like your house sharing.
Yeah, I mean, no one has anything. No, but like I'm just looking at everybody. They've Lidl, Tesco's, Home Savers, Mr. Price, Home Store. Home Store, I don't think you can go into, can you?
Nope.
You can't.
No. I tried. Do you remember I tried to buy the essential oils?
Yeah, no, but see, they're not essential. I don't know if you can go in
Essential
again.
oils aren't essential.
Yeah.
It's just oil.
But I don't know if you can go in if you're picking up cleaning products, if you're picking up a brush,
No,
whatever.
but I'm doing certain things on it, like because nothing in home store is.
But you can't do click and collect at the moment.
No. But nothing
do you
in
know?
home store and more is essential.
But there is.
Like,
There's
think about
the cleaning products, pots, pans.
You can go to Tesco's for them. You can go to Lidl for them.
What happens if you took a stand and you didn't want to go to Tesco's? I don't know, Keri. I thought you were allowed in for certain things, but there was certain things, candles.
I know when I went onto their website, they went absolutely not.
Yeah.
And like, sometimes there's just nice stuff in home store more. I feel like I'd go in there and buy a shit ton of candles.
Okay, so have you gone? He gone? Siobhan, I'm sorry, I don't understand. Yeah, so at the moment it's very hard to get out and do hauls, because there's half hour gone. I know, Siobhan. So it's very hard to get out and do the hauls, and I'm struggling because I don't want to keep going into the same shop because nothing changes, you know.
Tesco's something.
Office chair is classed as essential. I actually was reading up somewhere when I was down with my ex-husband when I had to sign the paperwork. He gave me a chair.
Maybe that was to guarantee your safe return back.
I don't know. Gave me a chair just from Argus, and he said, "You can have this chair." It's okay, thank you. Lisa, I probably could film inside a grocery store. I'm just, at the moment, every time I seem to go into grocery stores, you were on Saturday, they were just chock-a-block busy, and I'm still a bit conscious about video.
To be quite honest, the only way me and Hayley could get around that shop was to start in the alcohol section because there was nobody there.
Yeah. The shops over here seem to be very, very big, but it is. I'm working up to it. I will try and video. Maybe if I go later at night on a Friday, well, you know, when it's quiet, you know, I used to do this in the first lockdown, and the first lockdown anyway. I used to wait until, if the store closed at 9, I would go up and start my shopping at 20 to 9. And it gave me 20 minutes to get around. There was no dilly-daddling, but there was nobody in it. And they were restocking shelves. Yeah, Glynis, you're stuck in the house because you're breathing. So many people are they really are. First thing in the morning hours is always empty. Yeah, so I'm Siobhan, I'm exceptionally lazy first thing in the morning. I like to get up, I get Hayley to school, well, Keri to work, Hayley to school, and then I come home. I have to get at least 2 cups of coffee into me so I can function. And then normally people around here anyway, after school, once the kids are dropped, they go to the shops. But I did find at night it was easier, and I might go back to doing that again.
Yeah, because Drogheda is quite a young town, as in like there's lots of young people around. So like a lot of people just like drop their kids and then go to the shops. Like, there's loads of families and everything. Mostly around like maybe Carl's age more than Hayley and Carl's age.
Well, actually, yeah, I'm going to write that down, Lisa, to do inside the store. Inside store.
Not outside.
Inside store. Food. I have to try food because I go, what stores do you want me to go to? So food. Any of the stores? Actually, Lisa, you could tell me stuff that you were looking for that you can get in America and see, you know, that you might be in Aldi, because I know they have Aldi and Lidl in America now, and we could find them and try and compare them off and see what the story is and the prices and stuff. That's a good idea now. But yeah, so I started reading a book the other day, and it's really good. I'm not far in, but I'm in enough. It was only Sunday night I start reading it.
Not even in Tesco's.
Yeah, but I didn't start reading it when I bought it in Tesco's. So it's Leslie Pierce Liar. I actually love her books. I think I've read most of them. She has loads. Like they're all her books that she's done. She has tons of books. I don't think that's small even. But yeah, I got into that, and a woman just finds a body. And then, yeah, she's a reporter, junior reporter, and she goes out to find the facts. That's nice. It's a nice, just in case you're looking for something to read, because I know we've all read so much. Can you do a video from Little or Aldi trying to buy only reduced items for main meals?
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Grandma has just piped up. Keep that book for me. Hello, Mummy, dear. But can you reduce? Do they have many reduced items? I never seem to see many reduced items in Little and Aldi. I do see it in Tesco's, mind.
So like if you get the box, like they have like the box stir fry stuff. That's actually really good because there's different veg in them. So like if you were doing, say, like even if you got like simple hot noodles,
yeah, hang on,
and put the seasoning in.
Chloe, sorry, just to go back to that idea. I don't seem to see an awful lot of reduced items. But what type of budget would you reckon that a student would have? I know Hayley, we were doing trying to work out her budget, and I said to her to allow about €50 a week. Now that would include obviously deodorant, feminine products, all the bits.
You didn't actually do too bad.
You didn't do too bad. No, you did very well.
But when we were going around the shops, because my main job for that was to like pipe up and say, hey, don't get that. But like as we were walking around, she started off strong. She really did. And we were looking at like she wanted salmon slices, she wants this, she wants that, and then kind of towards the end it kind of went a bit dodgy. I don't really know what happened, but we ended up with 3 watermelons.
No, you didn't get 3 watermelons. You got 3 different types of melons.
Okay, so we got 3 melons,
and you got a baby melon.
I had to fight her on the melon.
It's okay.
I nearly
melon. What harm can melon do? It'd be worse if she was buying 3 bags of sugar jellies. Then I would say, Keri, why didn't you pipe up? Yeah. Watermelon and the melons.
She wanted a big watermelon, and I said to her, hey, we're not, like, even though you're going to eat all that, there's no point getting one because you can eat a small one in your entirety. So
fair enough. But Chloe, if you can think how much roughly how much you reckon a student would need, and we could go in with that and try and make up 5 main meals with it, or even 7. We could. But think of a price and come back and give it to me as a challenge. They're not too mad, because like I'm not Houdini with food, but I can stretch food when I have to. Glynis will tell you that from Spain. When I need to stretch my food, I can stretch my food. In Little there's fridges where their meat is either 30% off, €2, and some are even 90 cents, and maybe €30 for food and 10 for household. Would you need €10 a week for household? No, what are you including in household? Siobhan, you're a cruel person. I have 22 minutes left. Right, so I'm sorry, I wrote a list. See? So I've asked you about your weekend. See? New rules. Don't know what that means. What's that mean? New rules?
You wrote it, you tell me.
I don't know what new rules means. Oh, the new rules regarding lockdown and the 20-kilometre.
Yes.
Or you can stay within your county. That's great if you live in Galway and you're in a big county. I live in the smallest county in Ireland. I could probably go from one end to the other end in like...
I think we did. It was like an hour and 40 minutes.
Free review of my channel, yeah. So he said I needed to talk to you more and ask you what you wanted, which I did. So I've done that. Okay, and I have up here, congratulate Siobhan on the cake. Siobhan, congratulations on your cake. It looked gorgeous.
Thank you.
Gorgeous. Hang on, your turn. 2 seconds. So yeah, so I'm just going to have a quick read of the comments so I can see what's happening. Reduced stickers in Tesco's, yeah, Charlotte. They are. I find they're easier to find the bigger section, but then they're just a bigger store, I think. Would like to see your wax warmer look like. What's your wax warmers look
This
like?
is what your wax warmers like, the little pods.
Is it the pods or the actual burner?
I was going to make wax melts.
You were actually thinking of starting up doing that, weren't you, making wax melts?
Because I found like that on Amazon and stuff, you can get little kits and you can either make candles or whatever. And
per person.
I wanted to do that, and I found some really interesting scents.
You did actually. You found a nice Irish company that did the scents, didn't you?
It's English.
It was English, sorry. Yeah. So €30 for food and 10 for household, and that's per person. 30, 60, 90, 120. That's roughly what I spent, Chloe. I spend, my budget normally for food shop is 130. I allow myself. Yeah, and then the €10, but I allow the €10 for the 4 of us for household items. I did. Split them in 2 into your wax. Yeah, I actually have the 2 candles upstairs. I'm actually going to move around my room. And when I show you my room, my bedroom, you're going to go, oh, it doesn't look that messy. It doesn't. I have a thing, if I can't see it, my room is clean. If we start opening drawers, okay, it all goes to pot. So I actually have to get through everything. I want to move my bed.
No. Okay, so the thing about Mom's bed, the bed frame weighs a ton, and with the mattress on top, it's practically impossible to move. So yeah, and she's a firm mattress, so it's like cement, trying to move like a log of cement on top of a heavy bed.
I like my bed. But yeah, so I want to do that because the 2 candles, I actually opened the drawer. I was looking for something totally different, and the 2 candles were sitting in the drawer. So I'm going to bring them down. I will actually do that. I'll record that tomorrow. I'll split them, and I'll show you my wax warmer that I put them in. They last so much longer. You'll get, my wax warmer has a 3, 6, and 9 hour on it, and I would get maybe 3 days out of them before they start sort of losing their smell. And I find they're much stronger than the wax melts. Right, I know Sumi is, because Keri was talking to you today how she psoriasis on her face, and she was going to show you the creams she uses.
I have a lot. Not really a lot.
You don't have a lot. But I'm actually going to sit to the side and let her show you her.
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
Now, the first thing that I do,
speak up.
I am trying. So this was the face wash that me and Hayley were kind of talking about. It's the Lacura soap-free face wash. It's just it's 100% soap.
Is that Lidl?
Yep, that's Lidl or Aldi. Either one, I'm not sure.
Aldi. It's an Aldi store, and it's soap-free.
Yeah, and it's got vitamins and specifically B5 in it.
So do you want to hand it over? It's 100% soap-free.
No perfume. No
perfume, no colour, no nothing. And you found your skin could take that, even with the psoriasis on it.
Because there's no fragrance in it, because there's no colour in it, there's nothing. It's literally, and it doesn't even foam up. It's, you just squirt that up your nose.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell of anything. It's like really clean smelling, if that makes any sense. Then I use my baby Aproderm.
You need to move that.
So if you if you read it, it says for psoriasis, eczema, any dry skin conditions, and it's incredibly hydrating. Because how psoriasis works is it comes up in a red patch, but the skin that's actually dead is still underneath the skin. That's why it gets itchy. Is because your skin is trying to expel it. So you need to hydrate kind of outwards. So like drinking water is really good and all that. But this is oat based, and it's literally like you don't even have to use like a big.
Where did you get it?
Amazon.
It's
on Amazon, and you can get it in pharmacies as well.
Can you?
You can ask the pharmacist for it, and they normally have it. It does say to consult your doctor and stuff. I think it's more if you have an oat allergy, and you're like,
so you can't eat it.
Oh no, you definitely cannot eat it. I don't know why you think you would, but then
suitable from birth.
Yeah, it's paraben free, it's perfume free, it's everything. Like perfumes and any sulfurs, anything that can dry your skin.
And it's suitable for eczema, psoriasis, and any dry conditions. Now I know Sharon was asking because her daughter had eczema. I don't see her on here tonight. But I will actually take a picture of it and I'll put it up on my Instagram if any of you want to sort of see a closer up of it.
And it's actually everything free, like sulfurs, colours, perfumes, parabens, anything that can irritate or dry out your skin. It doesn't have it.
And you'd recommend that one?
I use that night and day.
I know your dad uses it as well, and he has psoriasis as well.
Yeah, so Dad said to me it was good. There is like different versions of it though. Like if you look up, there's like a green, a blue, and like that colour label. I don't know what the difference is, but that one.
Well, he ordered that for you, and that's the one you got. But that's fragrance free, colour free.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after I've washed my face and I put on my moisturiser, I then go in with an oil. So this is just one from Lidl, I think, or Aldi. No.
It's the same brand as that?
Yeah.
So it's Aldi?
Aldi. And it's cruelty free, and because they're oils now, I don't like the smell of rose, but I'll use it anyway. And it's after leaving all off my hands. And the reason is because even like the Apoderm is going to go into the skin and it's going to start hydrating. It
comes on a dropper?
Pipette.
I've new teeth. I can't say the words.
And the oil will also sink into your skin. So you're really hydrating your skin. Now, some people like to just walk away with that and just go, fine. But then obviously, I'm going to use a primer because I'm putting on makeup. So I just use the Rimmel London. Okay, I want to say Rimmel. And when I was having a sniff of this, because it doesn't smell like there's any perfume, I can smell the oil off my hands. So
yeah.
Is there any scent on that? I can't smell it.
No, there's no scent on that.
So
but you have found that these don't react with the psoriasis and they don't dry out your skin anymore than what they.
And it's so with like psoriasis and stuff, you do kind of have to watch, like with eczema and anything, like you need to watch like what you're washing your clothes with. But like once you start like being able to manage it, and once you know, okay, it's this, it's that, and this like triggers it, then you can just avoid them.
Yeah, and it does say that's actually an ultra lightweight.
Yeah, so it's not going super into the skin. Then I have something my mummy got for me ages ago.
Again, I think that's, can I just read the back?
That's Lidl. La Mer is Lidl.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I think so.
It's Lidl. And basically, I lost the lid for it. And this is just a serum. It's a hydrating serum just to go on top. And the reason is, sometimes I alternate between the face oil first, and then the serum, or sometimes the serum and then the face oil. But it just means then, like, even if you were wearing no makeup, your skin is really hydrated. But you have to be very careful not to overhydrate.
Yeah.
Once you start overhydrating, you're kind of at a loss. But if you don't hydrate your skin as well as you should, if you put any powder on top, it is just going to amplify any dry patches that are coming up, any redness that could be coming up, and it's just going to catch, and you're going to see it. Like, I get it really bad in here. I think when I was like 15, 16, that's all I could see was like just this red patch on my face.
Yeah, you got it very bad. I know even as a baby, she used to get it on her dribble lines.
Still do.
Yeah. Then
after I take all of that off, then I go in with the Johnson & Johnson face wipes. Now these are the moisturizing ones.
Sorry, just to highlight the La Mer, this serum here is actually made in Spittle. So it's also an Irish company that make it, which is, this day and age is tonight to support.
And I use the Johnson & Johnson's one just to take it off initially. So these are just the ones that I use. So this is just to take off the majority of the makeup, but it's not obviously going to get it fully out of my pores. So I'll go and then use my face wash.
So can I just ask you a quick question, Keri?
Yeah.
Chloe brought it up there. If you're having an outbreak of psoriasis on your face, obviously you don't put all your you won't put makeup on over it. So what cream would be your go-to cream to sort of go over to bring down the issueness? Apoderm.
And you can actually put it on and leave it and walk away, or you can actually rub it in a little bit. The Apoderm is designed for psoriasis and eczema and other dry skin conditions. So
does it take away the itching?
A little bit, it's soothing. It's weird. It soothes a little bit because it's oats and it's a cream texture. It kind of is a bit like Sudocrem.
So if it soothes, would you put it in the fridge if and keep it cool, or do you leave it in the bathroom to keep it cool?
Well, it says store below 50 degrees, 25 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
So it can be kept out fine.
Yeah.
But if I pump a little bit on like that, it literally looks like Sudocrem, and like it doesn't move.
So it's a thick cream.
It's really thick, and then as you like rub it in, I put it on a lot there.
You did.
When you start like rubbing it in,
it actually goes.
It goes clear, but feel it.
Oh yeah,
it's like Sudocrem.
It's very soft.
It's very soft, and
there's no. Well,
it smells like porridge.
Yeah, actually, that's what I was going to say.
It smells like porridge.
It does smell.
I kind of went around
oaty.
and went.
Actually, reminds me of the oat milk.
Yeah, and
very mild.
It's literally as thick as Sudocrem, but when you start rubbing it in, it really does soothe down your skin. Like you can probably even feel it on your own hand. And it's cold when you start rubbing it in. It doesn't heat
up. It's cool to get. It doesn't.
So it does take away some of the itchiness.
So Chloe, we got that on. Her dad actually ordered that off from Amazon. You can get it now. We did go up and ask the chemist if we ran out, could they order it in, and they said they would look. At the time, so it might be worth going into Boots.
Just to kind of point this out, feel the temperature difference in my hands.
Yeah, you can feel it's actually cooling. Your hand feels cooler.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird because you wouldn't think of an oat cream to cool, but you can store it in the fridge like if you wanted it to be.
I suppose maybe if you were having a bad outbreak and it was really itchy and your skin was getting hot.
After sun. You could try some after sun, and sun cream is also very good if you can't like get Aproderm, because the sun cream, I used sun cream for a while on my face because I didn't have anything else really to do
before we got this.
And then when it comes to then, like, you know, when you want to do like a little spa day for yourself, the only masks that I find are really calming on the skin is anything with lavender, chamomile, anything really gentle. So it was actually my sister got me these. I think you and Haley. I have no clue. Probably Haley because I don't make lavender. The first one is the lavender under eyes. So I would just use that and like I just follow the instructions on it. I don't leave it any longer or any less. The other thing as well is something really flared up my psoriasis when we were in Spain. My mum got a mask and it was the Hydro Bomb mask from Garnier.
Yeah, but you
could smell the fragrance coming off, and I was like, oh, that's so yummy. And I put it onto my face, and I think within at least a minute of it hitting my face, I was tearing into my skin. It just reacts really bad. And then the other one and probably the best way to go is with Korean beauty. They tend to be very, very gentle. They're not into harsh exfoliations. They're not into anything like that. So their skincare is naturally geared to be gentle. So I tried these out for a while, and these ones worked wonders. These are the Soul Girls Beauty Secret Masks. You can get these in TK Maxx.
TK Maxx. You can also order them off a company. Sorry, just for people who are looking for gentle or Korean specific cosmetics, there's a company called Yes Style.
Yeah.
And they do all Korean and Japanese skincare. And I have found that any ones I've got have been fine. They're very, very gentle.
You can really feel the shampoo difference. Didn't realize it until I put it on my hands. I'm like, oh, that's weird. But this is one of the masks. So they literally are very simple. And even if you read the ingredients on the back, there's actually not that many. And this is with lavender and candelula. Okay. And there's like no fragrance in it. Anything that, even if it does have fragrance, if it's an extract, as in it's orange, it's going to smell like orange, but it's orange extract, as in it's orange juice, that's fine. It's when it's like perfumes and alcohols and enhancers, that's when the problem starts coming in. So like for this one, like it says fragrance, but it's fruit extract. So if it's not perfume and it's just fragrance, it's probably coming from natural sources. Like here it has cucumber, fruit, chamomile, things like that are just naturally soothing on the skin.
But I always find Korean beauty, Korean, Japanese, they're very gentle to their skin, and I've always find them much gentler.
Yeah.
Chloe, I'm just reading there about your milk. I actually suffer very bad with sinuses. I was hospitalized for 10 days over a sinus infection, which led to a migraine and whatever.
Yeah.
But it was all caused by dairy. I had to cut down on my dairy.
Yeah.
Now I'm on oat milk.
Yeah.
As much as I can.
For me, I haven't noticed any foods that particularly flare up.
Sorry, when she was young, when she was a baby, the one that used to flare up her psoriasis an awful lot was petit flus.
Oh yeah, petit flus. I love
petit flus. and she adored them. And she used to eat them and eat them. And it was something we never pinpointed the exact ingredient, but yogurts didn't bother her. It was just the petit filou. But we only discovered it, myself and my mum and you went on holidays over, I can't remember where we went.
Tunisia?
And was it Tunisia?
Probably was Tunisia.
And they didn't have any petit filou. They only had goat yogurt. And we started noticing that her face was we didn't realise her face was puffy till she stopped eating the petit filou, and then her face and eyes depuffed.
And I had psoriasis on my cheek, like up here.
Oh no, she had it on her mouth and she had it on her cheeks.
I had it all the way up my
all your arms. You were covered in it.
Yeah.
And I laugh because the chemist that was nearest was he told us at the time that obviously sun helps an awful lot with psoriasis. And he said, you should be taking your child on holiday, if you can, obviously, do. And that was like a green flag. I was gone. But never stopped going since.
Yeah. I don't eat many yogurts, if any.
You don't really eat dairy?
No, I don't really, unless it's like in a cup of tea or we're going out to a restaurant, I'll have a bit of ice cream. But like, I don't eat a whole lot of dairy. But when it comes to like psoriasis or eczema, it's very hard to find the trigger because anything and everything is a trigger.
Yeah.
Environmental factors. Like when we were out in Spain, the sun, I barely got psoriasis. Barely.
Yeah, very, very reduced. Your other one is cherry tomatoes. Oh, I never heard that.
Like what I found anyway was, like certain foods, like it could have been the pesticide used on the tomatoes. It could have been the fertilizer that was used on the tomatoes, and that's why it's triggered.
Yeah, it's very hard, especially when it comes with fruit and veg. It's very hard to sort of nail it down because it can be annoying. Yeah, dirty and everything.
Even now, like.
And what about normal tomatoes? Do they affect like plum tomatoes or normal? Stop clicking pen.
Sorry.
Or is it just cherry tomatoes? It's interesting.
It is because, they say stress is if you lose weight or you gain weight, that can cause flare. If you change homes, it can environmental factors that you wouldn't even think of, like air pollution, water. For triggers for psoriasis, it literally boils down to environmental factors.
I was lost.
Medications, realistically, anything.
Anything, yeah. Right, guys, that is an hour. Well, just coming up to an hour, 3 minutes. Anyone, any questions? I know I cut you short, darling, but look.
That was you.
Leave them on a cliffhanger and they come back next week. I can have normal ones, just not the small ones. That is strange. And I'm wondering if instead of taking the cherry tomatoes, I know you can get baby plum tomatoes. Actually, when I used to work in a chemical company, Chloe, we used to sell obviously chemicals to farmers and stuff that would stop
development.
Yeah, of the fruit. And I'm wondering if that could be the
Siobhan.
Keri, Siobhan, what did you try?
She tried to stop you like 3 times.
How? Look. Oh, I'm sorry.
Look, like up here.
Okay, Miss Tangent.
See?
Sorry, where did you get to? You got to your eye. You did your eye mask, and we did your
foundation.
Your foundation.
Right.
Sorry, class is staying over.
This is interesting. It's made in Poland. So excuse the bad lid, but basically this one is again a creamier.
You have to put up
texture to. It's a creamier texture to most foundations because you either get really liquidy foundations or really creamy foundations, or you might even get powder foundations. But I find the creamier the formula, better it is for psoriasis because it nearly melts into the skin rather than sit on top and irritate. And on top of that, if you remove it correctly, I find that really helps as well. Like if you're not removing it correctly, that can be a problem. Like
if you're leaving it on your skin, yeah.
Like if I slapped in my makeup, I'd be paying the price.
Yeah. And you find that, but that one is only available, isn't it, in the
pharmacies?
In the
you
pharmacies.
can get it in pennies, but like.
But is it that brand that's in pennies? Yeah. Oh, okay, didn't know that.
Yeah, so I do use a primer, but sometimes, like if you're using like the Aproderm and like the face oil and the face serums,
That's a primer.
yeah, if you use them, just like even now, I heard this off a makeup artist, right? But apparently, if you use a really good moisturizer and a face oil and just do it like that, you can just wear your foundation. You can use a primer if you want, like if your skin allows, but like it depends on your own skin. Like you're like I can sit here and say, oh yeah, this really works, but
Everybody's
yeah,
skin is
like,
different.
The Aproderm for me didn't really like because if you like I do use it every day and it keeps it at bay. And now I'm at a point where if I miss it one day, it's fine. But
it took you a while to build
Yeah.
up that resistance or that.
And like on top of that, if you do have active psoriasis and there's a little cut, like literally the warning label on it says, right? I found this so funny because I was about to use it one day, and it goes, where did it say? Apply cream liberally on the skin. Do not rub the cream in as this can irritate the skin. And don't put it into your eyes either. But it said something right about stinging.
Sorry, Chloe, no, Keri's the only one. Well, Carl has acne. But his father had acne as well. And Keri has psoriasis. Her father had psoriasis and his uncle.
Mm.
But myself and Hayley, touch wood, have been blessed. I could wash my face with dishwasher soap, and it wouldn't make any difference. And Hayley, God bless her, just the same. The two of us have fairly clear and fairly tough skin, like tough as in not tough. And I know, anyway, fairly tough skin as in I don't react too much on my face. The only thing I do react to is beards. You know, if Carl, obviously, it's not that, like, but Carl's 17.
Yeah.
Bit of fluff. And sometimes when it touches the side of my face, I break out in a big rash.
But like even like with this is just to me like the holy grail of everything. Literally the ingredients are, where is it on this side?
Sorry, Siobhan, they're Olay wipes. They're dry wipes.
Olay.
What are they? Do you know what they're called? Sorry.
Yeah, Olay.
Do you know what,
Olay what dry wipes is?
Do you know what I'll do actually for anybody who is interested in this? I'll take pictures of it and I'll put it up on my Instagram, on the story and in my bio thing. You know, not bio.
Yeah, I just
thing,
read
page.
I just read it says do not refrigerate or freeze.
Oh, we were only asking that. So you don't refrigerate. You have to keep it out of room temperature.
It does soothe the skin anyway, naturally. But even like the ingredients in it is like purified water, olive oil, apricot oil, glycerin, sucrose. Like there's very good stuff in there.
It's all natural.
It's all natural, like flour. Flour. Look, flour.
What's flour?
Vitamin F.
Oh, no,
vitamin E.
That says stevia kernel flour. Yeah, kernel flour.
What's the difference? Like it's designed like there's thickeners more so than anything else, and it's like vitamin E. I didn't even know there was vitamin F.
No, Chloe, it might be worth your while just trying that, just to give it a go. Because I mean, especially if she's young, now is the time to try and figure out what sort of. I know we had an awful time. I had an awful time with doctors when Keri was young. She was still in nappies when we got her diagnosed with. Yeah, you were still in nappies when we got you diagnosed with psoriasis.
Yeah.
And they wanted to put her on steroid creams, everything. And I was like, no.
And like,
can we not find some way? And that's when we were told, actually, she'd come out of the nappy. She was best to be just left run around nude. Yeah. And in the sun. And it just, that sort of, it didn't cure it, but it dried up that outbreak. And then we could manage it with creams. Yeah. And and her father's the same. He's forever looking for something to just try and touch wood. We seem to have found it with this.
Yeah. And you know, there obviously like is risks. Like when psoriasis gets over 20% of your body, you go in for UV light therapy and you go in for like
your immunosuppressants. Actually had gone in for
like everything, because psoriasis, how it happens is basically your T cells that are built into your immune system are receiving the wrong signal. And they're, instead of attacking a virus or attacking bacteria, it's attacking your skin. So the skin then is trying to rejuvenate itself. So it's pushing whatever skin your immune system has killed out, and it gets itchy because it wants to expel it. So it's not comfortable, and like it's really uncomfortable. Like I remember sitting one day here and Mom was like, "What are you tearing into your leg?" And I'm like, "It's so itchy," and it's a different type of itchy.
Yeah, it's an itch that doesn't go away.
Yeah, it's like it just stays all the time.
I know your dad, when he gets very stressed.
Yeah.
Excuse me. He, with work and stuff over the years, has got very stressed, and he would tear at his leg till literally it bled. And it's trying to, and as he said to me, it's a niche that no matter how much you scratch, will not go away.
Yeah.
And he'd be nearly crying with the itch on it, like, because it just wouldn't stop. There was no let up of.
Yeah, and I've just found, like, even if you go into the garden and sit in the sun for a few minutes, it helps. Like, it does help.
Does, yeah.
You know, because your skin is trying to rejuvenate itself. It's trying to kick out. So, like, skin has a 28-day cycle. When you have active psoriasis, it reduces all the way down to 14. So it goes from once a month to shedding to now every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's your body just trying to get rid
of it.
And
sorry, a quick question. Just, do you find exfoliating helps?
No.
No.
And the reason is if you start to exfoliate, it nearly like ramps it. It's weird. It's kind of like you've just cut into new skin.
Yeah.
Because the skin underneath it is new, and when you exfoliate it, you're just getting rid of maybe the possible last layer. But now you've exfoliated it, so it's not now the last layer.
Yeah.
You know, and it's hard. Really. Yeah, no, it can be hard, but like the Aquaderm is really the only moisturizer
truly
that I've found that really works, and it soothes my skin, which is like really hard to find, because like I've used aloe vera before in the past to try and soothe it because it's been so itchy, but this like hydrates it, restores your skin, it moisturizes it, and then soothes it on top. It cools it down, and it's because it's so thick. So even when you're putting it on, even if you put on a little bit, it will cover half your face.
Yeah,
like it's really, really, really good like that. I'll probably buy another 4 or 5 of them. They're that good.
Yeah, Chloe, she was born with psoriasis as well, and they actually couldn't find out. We couldn't get a diagnosis on it, and obviously without getting too graphic, where the nappy was wet and where it was making contact with skin, got exceptionally raw, and yeah, we couldn't get it. We were told that it was, first of all, it was nappy rash, and that whole. We went down a whole avenue with that, and we were told that it was because we were leaving her in wet nappies, everything, and we knew we weren't. And I mean, we were, as soon as she was wet, she was like, as you do with babies, like. And it took us 2 years to get a diagnosis on it, and I mean, we went through hell to get a diagnosis. But I mean, it would come up and it'd be like,
it'd be red,
and then because obviously she's a child, she was tearing at it, she was cutting at it, and it was just horrendous. I mean, Mum will tell you, it was just, it broke our hearts. But we actually had to go to one of the top men in Ireland, skin specialist,
dermatologist.
Yeah, we had to pay to go see him, and as soon as he looked at it, he went, "I know what that is," and he said it's not curable, it's manageable. And I actually remember sitting in the office and crying, because up to then we had been accused of, well, not accused, well, we were accused. We were accused of leaving her in dirty nappies. We were accused of all this, that this was, and then when it broke out in her face, it was horrendous. And it's horrendous to see your child in pain.
Do you know what?
And then being told, well, you're actually responsible, and you're going, I'm doing everything I can. I'm doing everything right that you're telling me to do.
I mean, probably the kind of catch side of having psoriasis is probably the worst affected area for me is my scalp. So going to a hairdresser is a nightmare. It is so bad. Like, I've walked out of hairdressers and I've said to them, please, please, please don't use anything that's super harsh. I have psoriasis. If you use anything harsh, it's going to really, really hurt me. And I can't remember which one it was. And she goes, yeah, but we don't have any sensitive one left, so I'm going to have to use a volumizing. And I'm thinking to myself, what? And then I literally walked out. My hair was lovely and curly, and I sat like this and scratched until it just wouldn't go away. And I had to go home and rewash my hair again.
Yeah.
Like,
you can't, Siobhan. When we were actually, was it in Spain, you started bringing your own to the hairdresser?
Yeah, but the hairdresser in Spain was quite good. Anyway.
The hairdresser in Spain was brilliant. But we said to her about Keri's psoriasis, and she was like, Do you have a special shampoo? Bring it with you.
Mm.
You know, there's no problem. You want to use something, bring it with you. But we actually found, as you've got older,
Yeah.
that if we dye her hair,
It lifts it.
it lifts it off and gives her about 3 weeks of relief.
It's nearly now.
Yeah.
But
and that's why, if you ever notice that people are like, God, you dye Keri's hair a lot, we dye it probably every 6 weeks because it helps lift it off her scalp. And obviously with your scalp, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
With your scalp, because the psoriasis is there and it's caked across.
Yeah.
She sweats through her head.
Yeah.
Which is like me. I sweat through my head.
But not as bad as Hayley.
Not as bad as Hayley, but she would sweat through her head. So when you're sweating and there's no escape for it, it's itchy.
And
so coming into the summer, you will notice that Keri be like, Keri's on her hair. Keri's topping back up her colour. And yeah, she's going to end up weird, wonderful. As much as she loves weird and wonderful colours in her hair, and you don't mind it, you would also be, it's also for her psoriasis, because we have just found that works for her. And it's very, like, it's for her. It works for her.
On top of that, because Chloe asked if the hot water in the hairdressers hurts. I think it's the type of nozzle they use. Like, it's not so much the water. It's like they put it on that little jet and it like pulls.
Powers onto your head.
It powers onto your head. And you're like there was one hairdresser here. She was so good. She said to me, like, because I remember I went into Jiffy to get my hair washed and blow dried, and she had everyone stop and come talk to me because I was the only one who came in with a skin condition actively on their head that affected hairdressers. And she said to me, like, I don't understand what it is. And I said, my skin is basically at the moment going through a 14-day cycle. So there's loads of dead skin. If you try to take it off, I will cry.
You'll bleed.
And I will bleed. And she was like, what?
That's the other thing is, sorry, Keri, just to interrupt there. If they knock a bit of the psoriasis off, if they're rough and they knock a bit off, it actually weeps like an open wound.
And it then bleeds.
And then it stings.
And then it comes up and then it, like, you can't take it off. It's like a scab comes up.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I had it all here one time because I think could have been Hayley just by accident knocked it trying to do my hair. And it just wouldn't stop.
No.
But like, I find that hairdressers are told, watch out for this and watch out for that if people have like head lice, and no one sits down and goes, there's actually a skin disorder that you really need to know about.
But I think any skin disorder that can be in your hair, the hairdresser should know about. And it's sort of a failing at the places where they're being told if they're not getting told about it. I mean, it's not the hairdresser's fault.
No, it's not.
If they're not told about it,
I remember talking to the teacher about it, and she said to me, I didn't even hear about that when I was hairdressing. And I went, it's one of the most effective skin disorders in Ireland. Like, it's really important because certain salons will have sensitive scalp shampoos, which are perfect, which is fine. But it's like, you can't be as rough with my scalp as you would be with my mum's.
I have to say, that's the one thing I sort of not admire about Americans, but the one thing that I think Americans are very good at doing is, if I went into a hairdresser, like with Keri when she was younger, she'd go into the hairdresser, they're a bit rough, she'd go, you're hurting me. And they go, oh, sorry. And they continue. I think Americans are very good at going, actually, no, I've got my own shampoo, and they can be that bit more forward. And I think you need that.
The worst.
And I would say that to anybody who has something, like Chloe, if you're in the hairdresser and the water's hurting, stop them and say, that's hurting me. Can you please change the nozzle? And most of them don't realise, so they'd be happy to do it. But I think, sorry, Keri. Yeah. I think Irish people and Europeans in particular are awfully bad at actually saying, sorry, can you stop for a second?
I don't know. Well, me and my grandma went to get our hair done in a salon, and they had this big rolling brush, right? And it was thick. It was huge. It was like that thick, and it had really pointy ends on it. And they were getting my hair starting at the top and then reefing. And even if, like, you can blow dry my hair, there's no problem. But why the hell are you reefing?
And that, of course, that was lifting the psoriasis up a little.
And then she's like, oh, you've dandruff. No, I don't. And now I'm going to bleed.
Peggy has psoriasis as well.
Yeah, it is surprisingly common. They said 1 in 10 people in Ireland suffer with psoriasis. And you'd think you'd get a bit of a move on finding.
But I think, especially as girls, when you're doing makeup and you're doing all this, if you have a skin condition, they try and, I think, girls now go, oh, no, I'm hiding it and I'm trying to put stuff on it. I'm trying to, instead of going, okay, you need to deal with the problem first.
Yeah.
and teaching girls how to deal with the problem. Instead, they're just trying to cover, and it's sad because that's a society thing.
Yeah, and like even like with shampoos, like I said to him, there's like 4 companies I can use that I know do not hurt my scalp or will not burn my scalp or will not try and lift something that's not there to lift. And one of them was Cien in Little Maddie. The other one then was the who was it by? It was a cactus extract one. It was
a weird one.
Yeah, that was a completely.
Mainly, they were just sulfur free.
They were all sulfur free.
That was the thing they had in common.
One or no sulfurs, it was fine.
Yeah.
But even like there was the Head and Shoulders. Oh, I actually came downstairs and I cried because my scalp was on fire.
I had to put her head, the old-fashioned way you put your head in the sink and your mother would wash your hair in the sink. Yeah, I had to do that for about 20 minutes just to try and wash it all off her scalp without hurting her. Oh, I was so
couldn't blow dry my hair, couldn't brush my hair. It was like everything just got ripped straight off. And then there was the Head and Shoulders clinic was fine. Like it was the most right. Like I can't walk in and just pick up any old shampoo. Like it has to be very, very specific. And it looks so snotty. Because I'll pick it up and I'll read the back of it and go, no. And then pick up the next one, read the back of it, no. And like it does look snotty and it does look
very... What was your dad got? Was it called Jason?
Literally Jason.
His name's Jason. But you couldn't use that either.
I couldn't use it for a while. But then I think I just wasn't rinsing it out properly because it foams up so quickly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I just wasn't washing it out. Like if you hair products.
Sorry, like, Peggy, what shampoo do you use? Peggy brings her own to the hairdressers.
Yeah, I normally just say something. They're like, "Oh, we have a sensitive scalp."
Yeah, no, I'm just wondering what one she is because this is all learning. Like,
and one of they got a new girl to do my hair. Right, she was only new. She was doing the apprenticeship.
Yeah,
and she said to me, "Hi, I'm going to do your hair," and I was like, "Okay, well, I have a skin condition. I need you to be very gentle because if you rip my scalp, it will not stop bleeding." And she came in and she like put the shampoo in very softly. And then she massaged it so gently, like that. And then...
Sorry, Lisa. When you said Jason is not as pure as it used to be, my ex-husband's name is Jason. That's why myself and Siobhan took a bit of laughing.
Sorry. And she like massaged my head really gently. And she said to me, like, is that nozzle okay? Is it too strong? And I was like, yeah, it's too strong. And she changed it. But it feels really weird telling someone who's qualified how to do their job.
Okay, so... Peggy was saying she uses L'Oreal.
Yeah. I've tried using Head and Shoulders. It just does not. It just doesn't work for me for some reason. I think it's to do down on sulfurs. I actually don't know.
My ex-husband was called Jason, and when you said Jason is not as pure as it used to be, that's what I thought was. You have a 2 Glennis. I didn't know that. And what shampoo do you use, Glennis?
Head and Shoulders. Oh no, Head and Shoulders make my head itch.
Yeah,
Head and Shoulders.
Yeah, it makes Keri cry.
Yeah. Head and Shoulders, if you get this, it's this app and it's called Dirty. You can actually scan, no, seriously, it's called Dirty, and you can look up beauty products and see how dirty they are. Okay. And Head and Shoulders, so it goes on 1 to 10, 1 being the best and being the worst. Head and Shoulders is 9.5.
Really?
It's horrific. There's like sulfurs, preservatives, parabens. There's like things that don't need to be in shampoo that are in your shampoo. Like the Garnier, I think it was Garnier the shampoo then. Cactus extract.
I don't know. Is it upstairs?
No, it's gone. I didn't do it ages ago. Because it was empty. Herbal Essence. I haven't tried. I could. I haven't tried it yet.
There was a weird one we got.
Yeah, Child's
The only shampoo so far that does not irritate Sasha head is Child. Yeah.
Yeah.
You used to use
Johnson & Johnson is not good.
No, you used to use the
little one with the beanie eyes. But that started then.
That was
irritating-
L'Oreal, actually.
That was L'Oreal,
Yeah.
and that started to irritate me. Anything that's like 2 in 1,
But I
3
don't know
in
if
1.
it irritates you because of overuse.
Yeah, see,
Because when you get to one, you stick to it.
yeah, Johnson & Johnson is horrific. If you read the back of it, you'd be shocked. Like that you're putting it on your child's head. It's like multiple sulfurs, perfumes.
What about that one that Jennifer Anderson advertises? Avian?
Oh, I've tried that one. That one actually, the L'Oreal ones don't bother me.
No, but the Avian.
Yeah, I shared with it in Dad's because Laura left it. Do you remember? You went up to Tala for a couple of days and she left some shampoos and stuff.
Yeah. I
Um,
don't know how to pronounce that. Aveeno?
yeah, Aveeno.
Yeah, I'm wondering, have you tried that?
I think so. I think that one's okay. There's like it's
Sorry.
really
Haley,
What?
Charlotte wants to know how did your exams go last week. She's like more candles for you.
Your time's up. You guys have done the next year and a half.
She cut me off. I started late. I started nearly after 1 hour.
Sorry, Haley's just come out.
I'm on bed.
You're heading to bed?
Yeah.
Okay, good night.
Yeah.
It's half 10. Do you know, I'm finding as my kids are getting older, they're getting into more of a better sleeping routine. I couldn't get them to go to bed like into a proper routine.
I found even like self-tanners. Oh my God. So I decided to be brave in 2020. I did something I never thought
Well, we
I
were
would
in
do.
lockdown.
I was really bored. And I said to him, I'm going to try and do some self-tanning. Let me tell you, if you, it's like some people can get away with not moisturizing before they self-tan. Like all they need to do is exfoliate and then apply the tan. Oh my God, I came out and I looked like Patchy the Crab.
You could see where all the patches of psoriasis were about to come up. It went all patchy.
It was like, but you couldn't even, they weren't even red on my arms. This was the funny thing, like there's none there. But if I put on the fake tan, you could see all of them. And I was like, hello.
Right, guys, we are actually going to wind it up there because Haley's gone to bed and she gave out to us because I said to them all I was only going to do an hour because I have to try and edit this before it goes back up.
Yeah.
But
I'm in work in the morning.
and you're in work at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So right, we're going to leave it there. I hope you all enjoyed it. We will do it all again on
Thursday.
Which
is good because I'm not up the next week.
Yeah, I'm actually debating on the two. I'm not sure about the 2 lives. I don't think I have enough going on in my life to have 2 lives. But yeah, so listen, I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying chatting to you. Any of you want to send me messages on Facebook, Instagram, and I'm going to put those pictures of the products she uses up on Instagram for anybody who wants to sort of check them out. So I will, good night, Glynis. I will talk to you again on Thursday. We'll see if there's any updates. We'll know what's happening on Thursday. And I am going to try and look at a bit of a better schedule and maybe plan a bit more. I don't know what I'm meant to do. I don't actually, to be honest with you, I'm winging it. So, right, guys, we will go and we will talk to you Thursday. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.
Not again.